Our weekend has been money as far as I'm concerned in the weather department, though. Meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees joining us now, explaining you have a lot to explain, though, in some of the phone pushes and notifications that we got.
Yes, and Jane, I think we won the lottery too with the forecast as well. We hit the 70s all weekend. Really only had a brief opportunity for rain, but yes, I think a lot of people sometimes get confused because even I had a few friends today that said, why did I get this alert about a freeze watch coming up here? Well, it's actually Tuesday morning. So the National Weather Service already issued this, which we'll get to in a second, but it is for Tuesday morning. This is not for Monday morning. So it's not tonight, it's tomorrow night. So just be mindful of that as you look at these temperatures and think, well, that's not what I got that alert there from the WCNC Charlotte app. Current temperature right now, 72 degrees. It is pretty dry out there. As we go hour by hour, temperatures tonight will drop to around the mid 40s. So it'll be cooler than it has been the last few nights, but we have not seen that cold front move through quite yet. We'll see a few little patches of drizzle possible once again this evening. And then once that front is actually moving through tomorrow, we will once again see some clouds mixing with sunshine, a brief possibility for some showers across the Charlotte area tomorrow afternoon. And then even a few pockets here of snow showers up toward the mountains. It'll be cold enough and also enough moisture to see some of those tomorrow. Again, not a ton of accumulation since you see there, they're not going to last too long. And then we are all dry, all quiet by Tuesday. Now, this is what happens. After a cold front, you get that cold air, you get lighter winds, and you get all that cold air allowed to settle close to the ground. And what happens? What we call radiational cooling. This will allow for temperatures to be a lot colder, not just at night Tuesday, but also during the day. Look at these high temperatures. I mean, tomorrow we'll struggle to reach around 60 degrees, but also the high temperature on Tuesday, 59 degrees for our high temperature. Now, we quickly rebound those temperatures with a more southerly wind by Wednesday. But I mean, Tuesday afternoon highs only at 59. We'll feel like we did revert back in time about a month or so back to February, as March has been overall relatively warm. Now, when it comes to the actual temperature forecast, 31 is currently the coldest temperature reading I have forecasted for, again, Tuesday morning, and then 37 on Wednesday. Tuesday morning would allow for a light freeze, so certainly going to be on plant watch there. Please make sure that, of course, we have those plants covered up, brought inside, and outdoor pets are, of course, taken care of as well, brought indoors. 37 on Wednesday will be a little bit more dicey there with a light frost possible, but it's much more likely, if not absolutely certain, for most spots at this point on Tuesday. Now, the reason why you got your phone alert is because the National Weather Service has effectively began the growing season. This is what happens when temperatures are warm enough that things have started blooming, people have started planting, maybe agriculture have started to begun. And so once winter's over, when it feels like we have a frost or a freeze every single morning, they begin to issue frost advisories, freeze watches, freeze warnings, because these opportunities are happening so much lesser. They need to issue these so people have a heads up, right? People who garden, people who do agriculture as their job, farmers, people like that. So this is why we're seeing our first freeze watch of the season. This does not mean it hasn't already been cold, or at least close to these numbers. It's just the first time we're seeing a freeze watch of the season. So I hope that makes sense for you. So of course, this freeze watch is again from Monday night heading into Tuesday morning. It is the first time so far this season, since the growing season has officially begun, that we have seen a freeze watch. Now, this changes every single year because it is dependent really on the weather. If we had had a really cold winter, we probably wouldn't have seen this so far yet. This year, though, we've seen it start right around March 17th, so right around St. Patrick's Day for those areas, of course, shaded in the light green. Likely going to start for most of the foothills, probably within the next week or so, but much later, of course, for the mountains where it's a lot colder. So what can we expect here looking ahead? Well, just a few colder nights and then temperatures will warm up. If you're looking at that 31 and thinking, weren't we really close, though, to those temperatures just last week? You're absolutely right. 33, we actually hit it just last week on the 11th. So while we are 31, of course, looking ahead, and while that does pose an additional danger for people, of course, who have their pets outside, those plants, things of that nature, yes, we were within 2 degrees of that just last week. So doesn't mean we shouldn't take it, of course, very, seriously, because it, of course, is a light freeze and it can impact your pets, your plants. But yes, we were just cold just last week. So if you're thinking about that, it absolutely is true. 31 degrees again Tuesday morning, 59 in the afternoon. We quickly soar back to the 70s Wednesday afternoon, but still that chance for frost in the morning. And then, Jane, we're kind of hovering back and forth between the warm temperatures, the cooler temps, a little bit of rain heading toward Friday, Saturday, but it does look like we'll be a little bit nicer by next Sunday.
Yeah, make up your mind already.
It's March.
It's March, though. I know. Thanks,